Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're doing something a little bit different and honestly pretty fun. I want you to imagine that you've just been hired for literally the most important job in the world. You are a brand new recruit and your mission? To protect the Earth. So think of this Explainer as your top secret orientation for your new employer, the Meridian Directorate. We're going to walk through this briefing together in very simple, easy to understand English so you know exactly what this organization does, how the whole thing works, and most importantly, how to survive your first day on the job. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's kick things off by defining exactly what we're protecting the world from. Simply put, we protect the world from anomalies. Now, what is that? An anomaly is just something strange and dangerous that normal science completely fails to explain. It could be a weird object, an unknown creature, or some bizarre event. Basically, if it breaks the laws of physics or if it threatens human life in a way we just don't understand, it's an anomaly. Your job is to handle these strange things so that regular people can just go about their normal lives without any fear. Here's our roadmap for today's briefing. We're going to cover your welcome to the Meridian, who's actually in charge, how to understand the anomalies, how we run our missions, and finally, our absolute biggest secret. So, Section 1, welcome to the Meridian and your new job. Let's start with who we actually are. The Meridian was established way back in the year 2147. We are the central authority for keeping the entire planet safe. And what does that actually mean for you? It means our authority is supranational. We are higher and way more powerful than any single country on Earth. When an anomaly threatens the world, presidents and prime ministers literally have to step aside and the Meridian takes full control of the situation. Now, our primary rule is laid out right here in our official charter. Observe, understand, stabilize, preserve. You see, we don't just blindly shoot at strange things. We are scientists first and protectors second. First, we just watch. Then, we gather evidence to truly understand what we're looking at. After that, we stabilize the situation, because our ultimate goal is always to preserve human civilization. Remember, evidence absolutely must come before a conclusion, and knowledge has to be preserved. Moving on to Section 2, who is in charge? Now that you know what we do, you definitely need to know who runs things around here. The Meridian is a massive organization, so we're split up into 9 main directorates. Just think of them as giant departments. You've got the executive branch making the rules, operations handling the missions, and science doing the research. Then there's the anomaly branch for locking up objects, security to protect our own buildings, and extraplanetary for, you guessed it, outer space. Finally, logistics handles all the supplies, medical keeps us healthy, and archives keeps all our records safe. Every single person working here belongs to one of these 9 groups. Now, the 9 bosses of those departments form what we call the Strategic Council. This creates a really balanced system of power. No single boss can just approve a massive operation all by themselves. They actually have to vote. To pass a normal everyday rule, 5 out of the 9 have to agree. For a high-risk mission, 7 of them need to be on board. And if they want to do something that will permanently change the Earth, all 9 of them must vote yes. It's perfectly designed so that nobody gets too much power. But for you, the most crucial thing is knowing your place in a chain of command. The first Meridian sits at the absolute top. That's the highest rank possible. But you, well, you're starting right down here as an associate. That is the entry-level rank for all brand new recruits. And here is a super important fact. Just because you get promoted later on doesn't mean you automatically get to see all the secrets. To see classified info, you need 3 things: your rank, your security clearance, and a specific mission requirement. If you don't actually need to know it to do your job, you simply won't be told. All right, Section 3, understanding the anomalies. Let's get into the absolute most important part of your new job, understanding the danger. To keep things easy, we label danger using a simple Greek letter system. That way, everyone instantly knows the threat level. Alpha means it's stable and totally safe. Beta means it changes sometimes, so we gotta be a bit careful. Gamma means it is completely unpredictable. Delta, that means it's highly critical and very, very dangerous to be around. And finally, Omega. Listen, if you ever see this symbol, it is an existential threat. It literally means the end of the world. You are going to see codes exactly like this every single day on your computer screen. Every anomaly gets a 7-part name. ANM simply stands for anomaly. 47 is the year we found it. KR is the region of the world it popped up in. 03 means it was the 3rd item found in that specific area. And that symbol right at the end? That tells us its current danger level. By just glancing at this really short code, our teams instantly know what they're dealing with and exactly where it came from. Now, sometimes things go wrong.
If the alarms ever start flashing, you just use this simple color guide to know exactly how bad the situation really is. Green means everything is totally fine. Yellow and orange mean there's a small local problem. Red means major danger and we need a lot of backup. Black means the entire agency is under threat. White means the whole planet is in danger. But you really need to notice that last one, null. If a null emergency is ever called, things are so completely catastrophic that the normal command structure and all normal rules simply do not apply anymore.
Okay, Section 4, how we run missions. So what do you actually do when one of those red alarms sounds? Every single mission follows these strict steps. Our official handbook lists 7 phases, but let's just group them into 6 really easy actions. First, you detect and verify. You find the strange thing and prove it's actually real. Next, you classify it and give it a threat level. Then you isolate it so regular people stay far away. After that, you investigate and gather all your evidence. Next is resolve, which just means fixing the problem or locking the object up safely. And finally, archive. You absolutely must document and write down everything. Trust me, you cannot go home until the paperwork in step 6 is 100% done. Because this line of work is so dangerous, our communication has to be perfect. A valid order must have a clear authority, a clear goal, and a clear time limit. If someone tells you to do something and it isn't written down, or it's missing any of those details, it is legally an invalid order. Never, ever follow a secret, unwritten command. We strongly believe that authority requires accountability. Everything has to be tracked to keep us all safe. Which brings us to Section 5, our biggest secret. We're almost finished with your orientation, but there is one final, highly classified thing you need to know, and you definitely won't find this in your normal employee handbook. We have all these strict rules to protect the world from anomalies, right? But I want you to ask yourself a very serious question. What happens if the meridian itself becomes a threat to the Earth? What if our own agency makes a terrible mistake, or our leaders become corrupt, and we suddenly become the very danger that could destroy human civilization? Well, the answer lies in our ultimate unwritten rule. The meridian exists to preserve civilization, not itself. This is absolutely crucial. Our guiding principle is that human survival is always more important than our agency's pride. If keeping our organization alive threatens the very people we're supposed to protect, we are legally required to shut ourselves down and destroy our own agency completely. There's a final protocol to pull the plug on the whole agency, and it's called the last meridian. Now, the official records state that this event has never happened. However, the true status of this protocol is classified as A7, null, which means its very existence is a deep, dark secret. Our archives department has a bit of a saying, what is forgotten must be discovered again. So I'm going to leave you with this one thought as you start your new job. They tell us the agency has never been destroyed and restarted. But if it had been, and all of our memories were wiped just to protect the world, wouldn't you like to know if that's actually the truth? Welcome to the Meridian. Keep your eyes open.